everybody, Mark with Midnight Snack Movies, back again today for a new video. Hope you all are doing well. I hope your week is off to a fantastic start here as it is Monday afternoon as I'm filming this. What I wanted to do today, a little bit different. I haven't really made a whole lot of videos regarding physical media as of recently, and part of that is because I'm not buying as much physical media as I used to, because I have already tons of movies, literally hundreds of movies on Blu-ray, 4K, etc. But there are some things that I'd like to discuss regarding physical media and show off parts of my collection. So today we are doing a collection within the collection video, as I'm going to go through all of my A24 movies on Blu-ray and 4K. A24 is my favorite film studio, as most kind of film nerds, cinephiles, whatever you want to call us. We love A24, most of us. They make the artsy movies, the kind of art house films, the weird films, you know. People that call movies films probably like A24, so I'm sure you're very familiar with them. And they make phenomenal movies, a few kind of hit or miss titles occasionally, but usually pretty solid. They're a pretty reliable studio, and anytime A24 puts out a movie, I'm going to go see it in the theaters if I can. So I have several of the special edition releases, and that's what we're going to go through first. The A24shop.com, they've put out a lot of special edition releases as of recently. I don't have some of the most recent titles. There's definitely several that are on my list to pick up, but just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I have about 10 of these special edition releases, so we'll go through those first. These you can get on the shop website. You can also get them at Barnes & Noble. They started carrying these in store at Barnes & Noble, and there's a couple of them that are actually in store at Walmart. So if you have a Walmart, especially a bigger Walmart with a larger selection, you could probably find some of these titles there, especially the more recent ones. So let's get into this. First one here is We Live in Time. This is let's see if it says here, this is a Blu-ray release. I tried to get the 4K if they had a 4K, so I'm assuming they did not print this one in 4K. But I have not seen this movie. I've heard good things about it. It's got Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. Kind of a romance film from what I've heard. Kind of a sad film. So I definitely need to watch this. It's on my list. Next one. Love Lies Bleeding. This is a 4K release. This is a phenomenal movie. This was one of my favorites of last year. Really enjoyed it. Saw it in the theater on opening weekend. It's got Kristen Stewart, and I always forget the other woman here. Katie O'Brien also is in this film. There's her, and there's Kristen Stewart. Kind of a romance, bloody drama, thriller type movie. Very, very fun. Love this one. Next one here, The Zone of Interest. It actually doesn't have the title on the cover, but there it is. Zone of Interest. This one came out a couple years ago. This is a 4K release. I'm excited to watch this and see how it looks in 4K, because I watched this on Prime, I think, Amazon Prime, when it came out. Never came to a theater near me, but this is a bizarre, haunting movie about the Holocaust, and it deals with that subject matter in a way that I've never seen before on film. And Jonathan Glazer, known for his kind of weird, slow burn cinema, so if that's your thing, highly recommend this one. This is one of my favorites here. I Saw the TV Glow. Blu-ray, wish this would have come out on 4K. So this is a phenomenal film. If you like David Lynch, if you like Twin Peaks, this is definitely up your alley. This is weird, but it has those 90s nostalgia vibes. One of the best depictions of the trans experience, I think. I'm not a trans person, but from what I know about that experience, this does a really good job. The director is non-binary. So yeah, phenomenal film right here. Next one. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. This is one of the early releases. 4K title. So much fun, so wholesome. This movie will make you cry for the best reasons. It's a weird premise, but it is just baked in humanity and empathy. Phenomenal film if you have not seen it. Let's see. The Souvenir, Part 1 and 2. This is a double feature. Have not seen either of these yet. I've heard that these are kind of slow movies. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm putting it off. I like a slow burn, but I have to be in the right mood for it. I forget the director here, Joanna Hogg. Don't think I've seen any of her films before, but this is a Blu-ray set. At the beginning, when they first released these, I wanted to pick up all of them, and maybe eventually I will, but there's a couple titles in there that I definitely won't bother with picking up, I don't think. This was the first one they released, Lamb. First release of this style, anyway. 4K. Bizarre horror film there. And the last one of this style that I have, After Sun. Phenomenal movie, one of the best of 2023, directed by Charlotte Wells. Brutal, depressing film, but very, very cathartic. Great performance from Paul Mescal. This was kind of when he broke out onto the scene, got an Oscar nomination for this role. Great movie. All right, and then we have several special edition releases that are in this long box style. So we have The Lighthouse. I believe all of these are on 4K. Of course, Robert Eggers. Phenomenal movie. And they all have kind of this book packaging with them. Here's your 4K disc. Very nice. So I'll show you the front cover of that art because that is phenomenal. You can definitely tell a lot of thought and care went into these releases specifically. I mean, all of the special editions are great, but these long box releases especially look fantastic. The Green Knight, great texture on this, beautiful. This was the second one that they released, The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Again, phenomenal texture. And the very first special edition they ever released, Midsommar. One of my favorite horror films of all time, one of my favorite A24 films. Just wonderful. Such a unique horror film in the sense that it all takes place in the middle of the day. Because the premise behind this, so Midsummer is a holiday in Sweden, and they do have real-life festivals for Midsummer. And during Midsummer, because Sweden is so close to the North Pole, it's nearly 24 hours of daylight during the middle of the summer. So that kind of bakes into the premise of this film. Very Wicker Man-esque. If you like The Wicker Man, you're going to really like this movie, I think. All right, now we go into the standard Blu-ray releases. These releases are a co-release with Lionsgate, so Lionsgate does the manufacturing here. They're very bare bones inside, but the slipcovers always look super nice, so I try to have as many as possible with the slipcover. First, here is A Most Violent Year, one of the earliest A24 movies, one of my least favorites, honestly. It's kind of a mob thriller with Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain, and it's just very, very slow. I had a very tough time getting into this. Kind of bored me, honestly, but to still have it, maybe one day I will revisit that one. Next up, one of the few that I have without the slipcover, American Honey, starring Shia LaBeouf and Sasha Lane. Not familiar with her, but I forget the director of this. The director of this made something else that I really liked, and I do not know. Anyway, can't find it on there, but if you know the director of this movie and what else she made, I remember liking another one of her films a lot, so I haven't seen American Honey. Next one, The Black Coat's Daughter. This is the only DVD that I have. You can tell if you're familiar with Family Video. That was a Family Video sticker. Bought this one at a Family Video before they shut down back in 2020, I think it was, or 2021 was when the last Family Video closed. and just so sad that we don't have any video stores anymore, but that was an experience, and as many as possible that I bought from Family Video I am keeping because of the memories, the nostalgia. That's a pretty good horror film, by the way. Not one of my favorites, but a solid horror film. Next one, Beau is Afraid from Ari Aster. So all of Ari Aster's films have been from A24, and I have all of them on Blu-ray 4K. This one kind of had mixed reviews, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good depiction of anxiety. Very bold, I shall say. Very bold, with Joaquin Phoenix in the lead role. Love Joaquin Phoenix as well. All right, the first 4K in the standard release collection, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Such a fun horror comedy from a couple years ago. Helena Rain made this one. She also made Baby Girl, which I don't have yet, but really love both of those films. This one's a whole lot of fun. Next one, kind of had mixed feelings on this one, Civil War. This is the 4K release. Pretty popular film from last year, directed by Alex Garland. I think Alex Garland has made way better films than this, and we're gonna go through a couple of them here, but still a pretty good film in terms of the action. I just wanted a little bit more behind it, but it's kind of the point of the film, to basically just show you how horrific war is. Blu-ray here for Come On, Come On, also starring Joaquin Phoenix. I have not seen this one, and I need to watch it. I think this is Mike Mills. Not super familiar with him. Next one, The Disaster Artist. Kind of the, I don't know if parody is the right word, but it follows the making of The Room, which is one of the most notorious bad movies of all time. Kind of like a so bad it's good type situation. Very early release here, Enemy from Denis Villeneuve. This was one of the first movies that really introduced me to Denis Villeneuve, and very creative, unique film, bizarre, all of that stuff. I need to revisit this one because it's been several years since I watched that. All right, the Oscar Best Picture winner, Everything Everywhere All at Once, or should I say one of the Oscar Best Picture winners, because I think A24 has won multiple Best Pictures at this point. So really, really good film. I loved it when I first watched it. I've tried to rewatch it a few times, and I haven't made it through it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I just don't like the film as much as I did on the first watch, but it was... I remember watching this in the theater and just being blown away in the theater and so happy, giddy watching this movie. It just hasn't had the same punch at home, but I still think it's a phenomenal movie, and I think it's a deserving Best Picture winner. There's a special edition release of that one in this long box style. So we'll see. I'm going to rewatch that one again, and if I really love it still, then I'll probably pick that up. 4K of Ex Machina, my favorite Alex Garland film. I think this is one of the best sci-fi films of all time, and one of the kind of early depictions of artificial intelligence. I say early, and I guess you could say Stanley Kubrick depicted artificial intelligence back in 1969. So it's not really early in that sense, but it's kind of an early modern depiction of AI. And considering how much AI has infiltrated our lives since 2015, definitely need to revisit this one and see kind of how it holds up, and whether it was ahead of its time. Because from what I remember, it definitely felt ahead of its time. So a really great sci-fi film here, Ex Machina. Next one, The Florida Project from Sean Baker. This was kind of Sean Baker's burst onto the scene back in, I think it was 2015 as well, or 2016, something like that. I really liked this one, but there are other Sean Baker films that I like more. But it's definitely in his style of, you know, depicting the types of people you never really see in films, kind of the lower class society, sex workers, you know, that kind of vibe. But it's a very wholesome film as well. Have not seen this one here. This is Free Fire, kind of reminiscent of Tarantino style, executive produced by Martin Scorsese. So for those reasons, I picked it up. The film that started it all for Ari Aster, Hereditary, one of the greatest horror films of all time. Definitely one of the best movies of the last 10 years. Still remember watching this thing in theaters on opening weekend. Just a phenomenal experience. This is such a well-crafted movie. If you love horror and you somehow haven't seen Hereditary, you gotta watch it. Next one, The Humans. Kind of an underrated one from the past few years. Very dialogue heavy, basically takes place around a family Thanksgiving, and it's very much a family drama. Really good performances, lots of really good stuff here. Next up, Blu-ray of The Iron Claw. Did not see this one, still haven't gotten around to it. Not a big wrestling fan. I was as a kid, but definitely not interested anymore. But I don't think you have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy this movie from what I've heard, so I need to get around to this. Lady Bird on Blu-ray. Greta Gerwig's kind of big breakout movie. Men from Alex Garland as well. Very bizarre horror film. When you're thinking of kind of the parody of the A24 horror, this is probably it. I saw it in theaters, and I had some mixed opinions. I liked parts of it, but I haven't revisited it yet. Next one, I have the standard Blu-ray of Midsummer, as well as the 4K release. I don't know why I'm keeping this, I guess because the artwork's different, but I got this one first, then upgraded to the special edition. Minari, Korean-American film here, about the immigrant experience. The first Best Picture winner from A24, Moonlight. One of the better films of the past 10 years. Definitely deserving Best Picture win, for sure. Barry Jenkins. I think this is the only Barry Jenkins movie I've seen. One of my absolute favorites, Past Lives. I can't remember if it was my favorite movie of 2023 or if it was like right up there. I think it was kind of right up there, number 2 or number 3. Phenomenal film from Celine Song. Just heartbreaking, great romantic drama. Lots of melancholy here, and the direction behind this is just so good. It's like a small little movie, but everything is done perfectly well. Priscilla from Sofia Coppola. Definitely not my favorite Sofia Coppola film. This came out like the year after Elvis came out, and my friends and I did a double feature of those two movies, and I enjoyed Elvis a lot more. This just felt very like one note. Nothing stood out about this to me. It just kind of boring, to be honest. But it was interesting to kind of see the dueling perspectives of that relationship from Elvis and Priscilla. Red Rocket, my favorite Sean Baker film. I think I still like this a little bit more than Anora, even though I love Anora so much. Simon Rex here is incredible, kind of reminiscent of Uncut Gems in the sense that it's very anxiety-inducing. The character just makes bad decision after bad decision, but it's so phenomenally well done. Some more horror with Saint Maud. Talk to Me on 4K. This was the Filippo brothers. I think I'm saying that right, hopefully. This movie was a smash hit when it came out. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't as big of a fan as some people were, but very unique, inventive horror movie. I need to see their newest film that just came out this year. Got the Blu-ray of Uncut Gems. I've also got the Criterion 4K of Uncut Gems. I didn't include that in this video because it's in the Criterion section, but this is a phenomenal movie, of course. The Safdie brothers, Adam Sandler with his best performance ever, robbed of an Oscar nomination, but I just love this movie. Next one, The Whale. Brendan Fraser's big Oscar win, very well deserved. Brendan Fraser's the best part about this movie Everything else was kind of so-so to me, but I need to rewatch this because I haven't seen it since it came out. But yeah, I remember really enjoying Brendan Fraser and Hong Chow in this movie. Didn't really love the plot, dialogue, etc. I think there's a very interesting film to be made there. I don't know if they made the perfect version of it, but still a solid effort. The Witch, one of my favorite horror movies of the past 10 years. Another kind of early hit from A24, first Robert Eggers film. Very atmospheric, great period piece, insanely creepy, just a great horror movie. And speaking of great horror movies, we've got X. I've got the movie poster back there. That's an original one sheet of the poster. I loved this thing when it first came out. This is by far the best of the trilogy. It's very reminiscent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 70s grimy, gritty horror, with just a whole heck of a lot of fun. Mia Goth is phenomenal here, and she continues to be phenomenal throughout the trilogy. Of course, I have Pearl, which this is just the Mia Goth show right here. Like, this is a tour de force for her. Didn't really feel like there was a whole lot else besides Mia Goth's incredible performance. And then I just now realized I don't have Maxine yet. So I need to get Maxine. I was really hoping they were gonna do like a box set of all three on the A24 exclusives, but that hasn't come to fruition quite yet. And the final film here is Zola. Honestly, this was a pretty forgettable one. Some things that I enjoyed, but you know, for the most part, just didn't really stick with me that much. Definitely one of the weaker releases in their catalog. All right, that's my entire A24 collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on A24, your favorite A24 films in the comments below, and all of that. So I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will check in with you later. Bye.